Welcome to the Self-Improvement Podcast, where we help you take off into the real world and crush it at life.
Straight out of high school. Today's topic is really exciting because when you're trying to attain success, you need to have a method, a vehicle to get there, a step-by-step process. And one really good approach and mechanism is to do what Tony Robbins says, which is to model success.
The way I take this is to find role models and embody the stuff that they teach and they do. One role model for me would be Jocko Willink. And so I listen to a lot of his podcasts, I read his books, I listen to his Psychological Warfare album, and I embody what he says, lead from the front, have humility, it's all me, not about me, default aggressive, not all that good stuff, putting the team above yourself. Mm-hmm. That's how I would model success, because if you look at Jocko Willink, he's an extremely successful person. He has led SEAL teams, served in the Navy SEALs for 20 years of his life, got out, started a multi-million-dollar business. He sells various products and has a really big following. So.
Yeah, and you can even take a step back before this and ask yourself, what kind of success am I looking for? And you want to find clues, because another thing that Tony Robbins says is success leaves clues. That means that even if the person you're trying to learn from isn't really giving away what they did, because sometimes that's the case, what you could do is just follow their stuff. Look at what they're doing. Some people, even some successful people, can't articulate what they did to get their success. That can happen sometimes. So option A is find someone else. Option B is just follow them and see what they're doing. For me, obviously mentorship, business mentorship, fitness, coaching, all these things give me a model for attaining the results that I want. And that's been really simple. And that's been helping me get results in various ways. Because when you model success, that saves you time. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're finding something that has already worked for someone and you're following in their footsteps. For example, before I really started modeling success last year, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't get a blueprint for what I wanted to do. I was shooting in the dark. I was focusing on the wrong things. I was unable to sell what I wanted to sell. I was unable to put together offers that people wanted and offers that really help people. And once I recognized that was an issue, then I said, okay, let me find someone who knows how to help me put together something for my market and sell it. And so today, I do that for others because I've invested so much in myself. And that's the beauty about modeling success, is once you model it, you get some results with it. It makes you more valuable.
And the trick about it is, at least what I was talking about with Jocko Willink, is finding somebody who's authentically successful. Because there are self-help gurus all over the internet that say one thing and do the other. So finding somebody that's actually done what you want to do. And it doesn't have to be exactly what you want to do. But like Ian is saying, is they're laying out a blueprint, following in their footsteps. Doesn't mean you can't wander off the path a little bit. But if you're treading through snow, it's much easier to step in those boot prints rather than create a whole new trail of digging your feet in and out of the snow.
Exactly. Yeah, and getting that blueprint can come in the form of one, hiring a coach or a mentor, two, buying a course. Courses are a great, like low risk way to learn the blueprint for something. Three is trial and error, which we do not recommend, although it's going to happen regardless. But when you have a blueprint, it's kind of a shortcut.
Yeah, why take the extra time? I mean, our time is so limited on this earth.
Yeah.
What is life expectancy? What, 70, 80 years between there?
Yeah, if you're the average person.
If you're the average person.
Yeah.
So why take? I mean, you shouldn't always take the easy road, but why take the long road that you don't know where it's going to take? Like, there's really no reason to go off and do something on your own when there's so many resources out there that you can utilize to help you.
Yeah. Calculated risk is what we're talking about. Starting a business with or without a blueprint is risky, but you want to reduce your chances of risk by getting a blueprint.
For sure. Mitigate risk, absolutely.
Yeah, that pretty much does it. That's the basic idea, guys. So the action step.
One thing I'd like to add is by modeling success, another thing you can do is controlling the influences that you have in your life, controlling what is coming in, because your brain is like a sponge. It takes so much in and then it holds it, and then by the end of the day, I think it drains it and you start anew the next day. However, if you're filling your mind with like TikTok videos or whatever it may be, all these non-useful things, then that's how you're going to think throughout the day. You're not going to be able to, you're not modeling success, you're just modeling useless information.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
when you have these inputs of successful people, like for me, Jocko Willink or David Goggins, or like you're reading books, you're listening to helpful podcasts, you're hanging out with people who are striving to be better, that have long-term goals, that's how you model success.
Yes.
That's another way to model success.
It's like this information diet is what I like to call it. What does your information diet look like? What information are you taking in? Not if it's not high quality, clean up your diet. Seriously. That's a huge principle regardless of what blueprint of success you follow, is that the information matters. What you expose your brain to, you become. And there's these mirror neurons, which some people know about, some don't. Have you ever heard about them?
I have not.
Mirror neurons are in our brain, obviously, and we've developed them a while back, thousands of years ago as humans, and they help us survive by observing the environment and then mirroring what the environment is doing. That's why they're called mirror neurons. So if you're surrounded by people that have certain habits that are destructive, your mirror neurons are going to do that. Like, even if it's logically bad, doesn't matter, because those neurons don't understand that. They just mirror it because that's how the brain has survived. It's been surrounded. We lived among tribes before, and to survive, you had to do what the other tribe members had to do, and you had to mirror those actions.
When you're in high school, you have less of a choice of what you can mirror, because you're in your select classes for 6 hours of the day.
You can just focus on the teacher. In a sense, you don't have as much control, but I see what you're saying.
And the thing is what we're helping you do here in this podcast is, crush it straight out of high school in the real world. And one way to do that is, once you have the opportunity to shape who and what is influencing your life, you can really crush it. You can really take off.
And if you're someone that is finding it difficult to really change that social aspect for yourself, instead of removing people or adding people in, if that's really a challenge, by the way, it shouldn't be. You're just making excuses. But if you think it's a challenge, what you could do is simply just plug yourself into audiobooks.
Yeah.
That's what Dalton does a lot, and it has helped him. So do that for sure. That's an action step right there. The other action step is just going out there after you've found your purpose, if you've been watching our other episodes.
And I'm
found a mentor.
I'm not just saying this because it's what I've heard works. I've experienced and lived the mirroring effect. because, well, a year ago, year and a half ago, I was hanging around drug dealers and I was listening to destructive music, and that was my thought process. And I was in a really low point of my life, and I was away from my family. I had a huge ego. I wasn't going anywhere, and I was becoming a failure. And then once I pushed those people out of my life and I started listening to audiobooks and finding somebody to model my success after, i.e. Jocko Willink, i.e. David Goggins, that's when I've started, that's how I've grown. That's how I've accomplished so many things just in this last year in 2021. So.
Yeah. You started paying more attention to your fitness, working on your passion again, changing your environment, letting go of your ego, which changed your living situation to a better living situation, and all that.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about this topic. Ian, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think it's really good to give people just some action steps.
Okay.
Step number 1, audit your environment. Be really honest about what's going on around you, the information you're taking in. Write it down. 2, focus on removing what you can remove from your life, people or information. 3, start thinking about attracting the right people and what kind of people you want. People with similar passions, people who are working hard at what they want. 4, look into coaching and mentoring if you can afford it. If not, start investing in knowledge.
Well, you can afford it. You can.
You can.
I think it's just an excuse people make. Oh, just like the time thing. Oh, I don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to budget it.
Yes.
You have to budget your money, and you have to budget your time.
Exactly. We could go on forever with that. Yeah. I'll give you a little tip, guys. Just something real quick. Sit down and write down the number 24. That's how many hours you have a day. Subtract the number of hours you sleep, the number of hours you do chores, number of hours you do school, and just keep subtracting and really look at where your time is going and make adjustments. You will find out that you have more time than you think. And time equals wealth, so start using your time like you would use your money.
Time is the most valuable possession that we humans have, because you cannot save time. The only thing that you can do with time is spend it. You don't get it back.
Mm-hmm. Well said. So yeah, do a time audit as well. Invest in yourself, and you'll be well on your way to modeling success.